mention me what? I'm sorry.
About the threat at the ceremony.
No.
Okay. Okay. I received a phone call from a unknown number yesterday evening, and it was told to me that it was told to the marshals. I don't know if that happened, if the information didn't go around, but so I'm bringing it up to you.
And I'm sorry. You said what was
that? Okay, so when I received the phone call,
okay,
the statement was.
Who called you?
I have no idea. It was like a voice changer. So this
Of
could
course.
be. This could be. I mean, it's hot. Like I don't know if it's credible, right? But I did ask who told you. How do you know this? And they said it came from a credible source. Now I said, why are you telling me this? They said we will tell the judges and the marshals. So as to, once again, I don't know if they've actually done that and it is a credible threat, but not hearing it right now makes me suspect. I figured I'd bring it up to you. You know what I mean? Just in case.
Yeah. No, I'll keep an eye on that. This is the first time hearing of it, and I don't see any Marshal reports on it.
Okay.
So that tells me that it has not been passed along yet.
Given the incidents of last week, and you know, I have been shot by an unknown person a while back.
Yes.
And based on what I have come to understand, look, can we talk outside actually?
Yes, absolutely.
I'd rather not be so, cryptic.
Yeah, no.
All right. So I'm going to give you like kind of a quick TLDR.
Okay.
I haven't really been appraised as to everything that happened last week. It is what it is. I have spoken to the justices in regards to it so that there can be some form of I did speak to Doc so that there can be some form of public statement.
Yes.
Right? Both so people aren't left in the dark and don't do things like contact organizations that they should not be, right? And get themselves wrapped up.
Yeah.
However,
we don't need people sticking their noses in shit that they shouldn't.
Yeah. I am aware through civilians what happened to Barrick.
Okay.
It's very obvious what happened based on the tweets. Well, we know I know who's behind it. I can assume as much, but I was told that he was tortured and blown up. Separately, it's rather evident who may have been behind it. At least I have my suspicions. The shooting that happened with me at the court center about 3 weeks back now.
Yep.
It was told to me that it was, I was given an idea who it may have been. I cannot verify it myself because both of these individuals that did shoot me, one of them, it was told to me that it was Edgar and Jay Hobbs. I never believed it would be Jay because we've had a pretty good relationship. Edgar, I didn't know too much about him. I know more about him today than I know back then. But if they were involved, and given their close proximity to what happened last week, I am concerned based on that phone call, not just because there's going to be judges sworn in, but I've always worried that the mayors could also be a target. So that's kind of my summary on things.
Okay.
So
I think it's it's a very valid, fear.
Yeah.
I don't want to say fear. Fear's I don't think I'm not sensing fear from you, but more of a caution.
Caution, yeah. And given the tweets by said individuals regarding who's in control and this shit like that, I mean, I think it's short-sighted. I'm not saying you're being short-sighted, but like overall, it'd be short-sighted to think that only one person or just the justices were a target. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I think that genuinely my belief is that the amount of targets that these people may have is a lot bigger than we are thinking, and we're just scratching the surface, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yes. Okay. All right. If you ever want any other information, please do let me know. I've been trying to keep law enforcement are praised, but I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like it's been going on deaf ears. Obviously, there's things that I'm going to hear from my constituents that is not going to make its way towards law enforcement.
Oh, of course. I'm a big believer in, you know, even if you're speaking to a law enforcement officer, that there are moments where confidentiality are very important in the grand scheme of, you know, public safety.
Obviously, I'm going to be a little bit more cautious because I put my own life on the line, right? I don't have law enforcement at a phone call. May I ask you, were you made aware what happened at the resort?
When there was a potential assassination attempt?
I don't think it was that at this point. I think wrong place, wrong time.
Okay.
But were you told about the license plate that I passed on over?
No. Who did you pass that along to?
I gave it to Trig, and then I also called Doc.
Okay, it's probably the time somewhere in all the stuff for Doc. Then.
Yeah, I was concerned at the time. I'll relay it to you. Is I had look. I'm just gonna shoot straight. This happened right when fucking like okay. I was having a conversation with Tony Long over there.
Okay.
I believe the conversation was about him rejoining my cabinet. And we were approached by a male and female. They were dressed up like grinders. That's the best description. Like almost like they just threw on random sets of unmatching clothes.
Okay.
They ran up to us almost like as if they were expecting us to be there, or as if they may have been meeting someone else. I had a helmet and mask on, as did Tony, because we don't want to see our. I'm taking it from mumbles. You know what I mean? We don't want anyone to hear into the conversation. So they walk up to us, and I go, "Can I help you?" And I hear a "oh shit," and then they kind of ran off in the opposite direction. If you've ever been to the resort, there is a western entrance or like a northern entrance, right? That's attached to the parking lot, and then there is the exit on the opposite end of the resort by the tennis courts. They came from the parking lot side. They exited by the tennis court side.
Interesting.
That is when, I was like, what the fuck is going on? I made a call to one of my brothers because he had dropped off Tony. And I'm like, hey, is that you guys? Like, what the fuck was that? So he came through. That's the other people you saw. And we were immediately alerted by your vehicle coming in, right?
Yeah, that was mine, yeah.
Undercover, whatever. But we couldn't tell who it is. So we're like, am I about to get, like, shot the fuck up? Right? That's when we approached your vehicle. As we left your vehicle, I'm like, oh, okay, it's just a Marshal. I was kind of like, what the fuck? Were those Marshals? No. And then I see that there was a vehicle parked in between my vehicle and Tony's vehicle that wasn't there previously. That's the license plate I grabbed, and I gave it to Trig. It didn't sound like he really gave a shit, if I'm going to be honest. And then I called Dark about it, just so it would come by your way.
Okay.
About 2 hours later, the tweets went out. So that's why I was very, like, pushy on giving this information, because, like, just the timing of things I thought was pretty fucking relevant, especially, with what happened to Barrick. Was that also and potentially going to happen to me? You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
which we don't want for anybody, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Exactly. So, all right.
Are you thinking that there may be an attempt during the election?
I'm less. The phone call, I don't know. I mean, it could have been a scare call, right? But I think it's more than reasonable to be extra cautious given the timeline of what's happened. Judges being targeted, what was it, 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago? And then Barrick, what happened to Barrick? So, I mean, yeah, of course. I think it would be a target for people looking to destabilize shit.
Definitely. I think we're in that realm. It's a very like precarious position right now because we don't want to spook the public. and then inadvertently, in attempting to get them to be cautious, they do the complete opposite. Have they made an announcement at all, like a state announcement about all this?
No, and I'm going to be
Okay.
honest with you, it's slowly pissing me off just because,
Okay.
you know, as a representative of the public, right? I know people have gotten hurt over the last week and a half, and were hurt during the whole Bolingbrook incident, right, where the tanks came out.
Yeah.
People are stupid in San Andreas, right? They see,
100%.
oh, what's going on, right? And I get that they shouldn't, but there needs to, you know, from my position, it's important to make it very clear when, like, I don't think, like, for something like this, like, I don't think there needs to be, like, an announcement or anything like that, but more like caution,
Yeah.
you know, so that if something, because there was a Molotov at the debate, too, right?
Yeah.
I don't know who was behind that, but, like, you know, but anyways.
Okay. I'll try to press Dark and Barrett about it. Unfortunately, I can't make an announcement. But I'm gonna try to put a fire under their ears to get something out to the public to kind of raise that caution a little bit and make sure that people are being aware that, you know, they could be getting themselves into very precarious positions if they're not careful.
Yeah. I've been trying to push LSPD along with similar things. I am of the opinion that even like a one paragraph statement when something big happens, right? It gets posted on like Twada or something, and or something like that. It doesn't even need to go into specifics. Like, we are well aware of da, right? And like, just if you see this, this is what you need to do, and if you get involved, this is what could happen, right? You don't want someone accidentally committing terrorism or getting accessory to terrorism, right?
Exactly. Because they're completely unaware. No, I'm in the same like agreement with you on that.
Yeah.
I almost wish that like PDs as a whole had a bit of like a social media presence.
That would be good.
It's the easiest way to reach the entire public.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you being understanding.
Anytime.
Yeah. All right.
So that's what I'm here to do. So
all
whatever
right.
you need, I'm always a phone call away.
All right. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.